So it's been a tough offseason for the New York Giants. Let's talk about it. I'm Matt Levine, welcoming you right here to the YouTube channel for 954sports.com. I hope you're having a great start to the week. Not a great start to the week for New York Giants place kicker Aldrick Rosas, the second player this offseason to get in trouble with the law. Of course, there was cornerback DeAndre Baker earlier in the spring, who had his troubles in South Florida. Rosas, the New York Giants' 25-year-old place kicker, ran into trouble in Chico, California. As Rosas, you see him pictured number 2 there for the Giants, has had a decent career thus far. In 3 seasons in the NFL, he's been able to kick himself to 62 of 75 attempts, 82%, 86 of 94, as you see him here, boot a Philly. 86 of 94
5 of 6 in his career on 50-plus field goal tries.
After the 2018 Pro Bowl season.
And that one hammered. Boy, he's good. He's become one of the better kickers in this league.
Giants team that certainly had their struggles. The year before that, when he hit the Pro Bowl again in 18, 31 of 32. Nearly perfect on the field goals. And not a good start to the week again for this young man. Suspected of a hit and run in Chico, California, early on Monday morning. They say he was going 100 miles an hour in his SUV, T-boned a pickup truck, caused quite a bit of damage. He ran from the scene of the accident in more ways than one. Took off in his SUV. Eventually it broke down and he started running. And the law caught up with him. The authorities, they arrested him. There's a picture of the mugshot. And supposedly there was alcohol involved. Now, of course, innocent to proven guilty. We know that much with Baker and his deal with the Giants, as I alluded to a moment ago. So, Rosas, definitely in some hot water. No doubt about that. Now, as I said, he's 25 years old. By 25 years old, especially in the position he's in, you know better. And especially nowadays, right? This is a young man who's basically living the dream, I would think, as they say. He gets to play a kid's game. He has the distinct ability to kick a football through a crossbar. Needles in the absolute haystack. There's one place kicker per team, right? Just about 30, 32 in the NFL. What a specialist job. What a golden position to be in. The Giants gave him some good money to hone his craft, his trade, hone his trade, right? And last year, who knows? Maybe he has a problem. If that's the case, I certainly feel bad for the young man. He needs to work on whatever's going on in his life. Giants can now cut him if they want, with no strings attached on the finances. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Rosas for the New York Giants. We'll see what happens with the law and the authorities he has to deal with in Chico, California. I don't know much about Chico, California. I know as an alumnus of Arizona State University back in the day, there was the Playboy party list, which I believe still exists for colleges and universities. I feel like an old fogey saying that, but Chico State and ASU were always battling for the best party school. That's back in the day. All I know is I got up on the wall right over my left shoulder. I got my degree from Baller U, Arizona State University. Go Sun Devils, academics, athletics, and the extracurricular activities. Great place to go to college and enjoy yourself. Especially great part of the country. One thing I miss about AZ, besides going to all the Sun Devil sports, just taking those hikes out in the mountains and enjoying that. Anyway, tough situation for Rosas, but I do have some advice. Whether you're going to go out for one drink, 2 drinks, or you're going to go out and have way too many, whatever the limit is, right? Whatever the minimum, the maximum, do yourself a favor. Do everyone else out there a favor. A solid. Could save lives. Save yourself a lot of trouble. And be able to maintain and sustain that glorious golden ticket of yours that you get for a guy like Rosas to be in the NFL and kick field goals for a living. It's a simple procedure, a simple suggestion I can make. All you have to do is put the app in your phone. There's the other one, Lyft. There's Uber. I'm giving him a plug. And there in the background, right, you see the yellow cab blurred out to show the new wave of, well, it's not the future, the present, right? It's the new deal, Uber, rideshare, to get around. The yellow cab, that'll work. Maybe one of his buddies becoming a designated driver. My point being, nowadays there are so many ways to avoid drinking and driving. Especially for a professional athlete who has the means to afford alternative ways of transportation. Hire a driver for the night, whatever it takes. I hope other athletes can learn from Rosas. Beyond other athletes, all of us can learn from him and take a lesson. And again, I'm going to put it up there. Find another way of getting around if you're going to enjoy a few drinks. 25 years old. He should know better. He's lucky. He didn't cause further damage to anyone else or himself. Although the authorities did say that when they apprehended him, that he would have blood on his arms, on his legs, on his feet, so on and so forth. And of course, you know, who looks good in a mug shot, but from that mug shot, he looks like he's seen better days, which he has, again, as a Pro Bowl kicker for the Giants. Hey, what can you say? Anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers raising that flag in Tampa with pride. Pewter power? Isn't that what they used to say? Still say? I don't know. Well, from Foxborough, the Patriots, to Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, who used to sport that red, white, and blue for the Pats in Foxborough, now in Tampa. The pride and joy of Tampa Bay today. For the first time, debuted photos of himself in the new duds for the Buccaneers. Dark unis, the whites. How about this Photoshop? This one looks real. This is the future. This is a Sunday at the Big Sombrero coming to you sometime soon. Brady, of course, reunited with the Gronk video up for the 954 Sports Person of the Week this week. Gronk was selected and honored, so go please check that out, along with the other videos here on the 954sports.com YouTube channel. So Brady, again, let's show you some of those pictures. These are the Buccaneers official pictures that they released today. Brady the Buccaneer. I had to throw that one in. It's one of the great Gronk photos that I can recall. Besides him chugging a couple of cold ones, right? That's Gronk, I think, at Media Day for the last Super Bowl he was in 2 years ago with his Patriots colonial type hat. Want to see some interesting numbers talking about Tom Brady? Look at this. This is Tom Brady against the Tampa Bay quarterbacks all time, okay? So Brady, as you know, 20 years going into his 20th year, selected 199 from the University of Michigan in the 6th round. He was a Wolverine. Let's go back to the stats. Wally Pips, Drew Bledsoe, win 6 Super Bowls, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'll get to some more yada, yada in a second. This is Brady, all-time against Tampa Bay quarterbacks. As you can see to the right, Tampa Bay quarterbacks, since they became a franchise in the late 70s, 707 games they played. Brady, almost half of that. That's crazy. Since he became a quarterback turn of the century, 324. Look at the wins. That's 24 less wins for Brady than all the combined Tampa Bay quarterbacks in more than half the games. The losses. Look at the losses. 273 against 433, for Tampa Bay quarterbacks. Brady, all-time, 249 against 75. 6 rings for Brady. That's not listed. 1 for Tampa Bay. Trent Dilfer, right? Look at the winning percentage. Doubles it up. And the ties. Brady's never had a tie in his career. Learn something new every day. But that is not, isn't that astonishing? What a amazing ball player he has been. You love him, you hate him. And if you're the minority, you're right in the middle. And that's where this Giant fan kind of stands. The yada yada for Brady, 74,000, just about 74,500 yards, 63% of his passes. He's 12 attempts away from 10,000 for his career. 541 TDs against 179 interceptions. And he will team up again with Gronk. I love this picture. In Tampa Bay. Greetings from Tampa Bay. Look at that postcard. I may have to print that up. Cut it into postcard size. Put a stamp on it. And mailing it out to some of the football fans I know. It's a great postcard. So there you have it. With some of the highlights from today, a low light for the New York Giants and their kicker, unfortunately. And Tom Brady, the highlight, as he tries to make good in Tampa Bay. And by the way, I was looking for something else to show you guys, if I can find it. I got it written down here. I had some odds. All right. Anyway, I had some odds on Brady and the Bucs in terms of the Super Bowl and winning the division and what Vegas has them, or I should say, I'm sorry, ESPN.com has them at right now. So a couple different odds. I think there's 4 I wrote down. I had the slide, but again, I lost it. Anyway, for the Bucs to win the Super Bowl, 17-1 odds. Not too bad. And those odds increased. I think they were 22-1 when Gronk came over. To win the NFC, great odds, 8-1. To win the division, 2-1. Over under for wins at 9. Today is what? The 15th, 16th, going into the 17th of June. I will take the over. Absolutely. I think the Bucs can put up double-digit wins. Safe to say they can put up 10. And for them to make the playoffs, one final one, yes, minus 155. No. The bet there is plus 135. So, Tampa Bay, with Brady, they have a very interesting season ahead of them, which will get underway on the 13th. They will take on the Saints in New Orleans. That'll be a late game on Sunday, a 4 o'clock game. And I believe I had this written down somewhere too. There it is. I have the Saints right now 4-point favorites. So that's opening day. Coming at you a little bit later this year than usual, right? It's usually that first week right after Labor Day. It's going to start the weekend of the 13th. That is going to be one of the marquee matchups, no doubt about that. You get Brady and Breeze, a couple old school killer bee quarterbacks who just keep on leapfrogging one another in the statistics, and now will compete against each other in what should be a log-jammed, and very fun, competitive NFC South. Still lots of time, though, to ponder Brady's future in Tampa Bay. It looks bright. Aldrick Rosas' future in New York looks murky. We'll see what the Giants plan on doing at the kicker position.